It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money. You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your command.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going where I tell it to go. It'll never go back. It's my mind. It's going to do what I say.
All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. Be prepared to watch a new you emerge.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Won't you please, that's at David G. Evans 1, won't you please invite someone to join our great dynamic conversation once again this morning. Tag a few people, 4 or 5 people, inbox, text them, tweet them. Let them know that On Point is on once again. Now, you can call us toll-free. We want to hear what your opinion is on some of the most important issues of the day. We talk about culture, we talk about religion, we talk about faith, we talk about sports, we talk about politics, but all from a kingdom biblical perspective. I want to make sure you understand we're talking from a kingdom perspective, and we look forward to having the opportunity to speak with you once again. You can reach us at 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. Of course, joining us once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. A lot going on this week. As I thought about the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, I've always seen 9/11 as the boil filled with hatred, injustice, discrimination, all the ills, I think, just burst that day.
All in one time.
And I've always seen it as a convergence, or as a symptom, or as a manifestation of the issues going on around in the world and how they had festered for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then it burst, and it made me, in reflecting on it, we're still being impacted by it. People are still ill from what happened. They say New York recovered, but I wonder if the nation did.
Yeah. It's I'm watching a documentary on it now.
Okay.
I've been all in these Netflix stuff and all the stuff about it, and they went through the whole history of the Taliban, how it started,
Okay.
and how, like I said, festering, how long it's been building up.
Mm-hmm.
How Osama bin Laden was in Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
The Sudanese offered him up to the United States in the 90s and said, this man has been talking about
Okay.
America attacking.
Okay.
Do y'all want him?
Okay.
They said, well, he's only making noise. He's not an issue. So they said, okay, we'll send him to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Because they figured Americans thought Afghanistan, he's away, he's going to be in the mountains,
Mhm.
no bother.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years later, 9/11 happens. It shows the fear of our government, too, because the CIA was getting information about some of the hijackers
Sure.
and weren't sharing them with the FBI
Makes no sense at all.
because they had, I guess, whatever.
Well,
beef
they're
they
very
were having,
provincial. They're
with
very
each other.
provincial. Yeah.
So it
Territorial.
territorial.
Yeah.
It just showed a cluster of failures
Mhm.
on many sides,
Mhm.
and it cost a lot of people their lives. The cancer from people from all the
Yeah,
inhalation of
asbestos
the
and all that.
asbestos and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
from, people are still battling with that now, and
Mhm.
it just looking back and then they show how the Bush administration used 9/11 as a reasons to overreach with privacy and
Yeah.
surveillance,
Yeah.
and they knew this stuff was illegal, but they changed the terminology to make it work.
Here's the dilemma, though.
It-
Had they been looking like they should have been,
Mhm.
we have to try to find a balance, and a balance is not a static line. We know the kind of world we live in. That means to me that we're going to have a heightened sense of awareness, which means a heightened sense of investigation.
Yep.
We can't have, we cannot criticize a government that we're saying continually, don't ever come near our privacy.
Yeah, they got to have some.
There's got to be some investigation tools.
Yeah.
And you know what I think might work better with Americans? If they just didn't know it was being done.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they were doing it before all this.
Yeah.
Just nobody knew about it.
Yeah, and they were able to stop some things. But this thing to me, 20 years ago, and this is all hindsight, and of course this is armchair quarterbacking and all this kind of stuff. It appeared as though it could have been prevented.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because like I said, the tips they were getting, they just didn't share it with certain groups, or they didn't take it seriously. I think one of the guys was saying that the Department of Justice, or one of those defense departments, they started focusing on American crime, drugs, etc. And the guy said terrorism was like number 15 on the list. So I guess it seemed to me when these government people were talking, Americans got caught up in our hubris.
Yep.
We thought nothing could ever happen on our soil.
I've been saying forever that our arrogance as a nation has most often been our vulnerability.
Yep.
I mean, people are not just because we're America does no longer means they're not going to attack.
Yep.
And we should see that, and it doesn't mean they're not going to hack into our systems, and it was almost like we thought everybody was afraid to touch us.
Yeah. But the signs were there. I mean, you remember this, the first bombing in the when they parked the car under one of the towers.
Oh yeah.
A couple years before.
Oh yeah.
The '96 Olympics in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma. Even though they all weren't, the New York one with the car under the tower was tied to 9/11 people.
Yeah.
Domestic terrorism with Oklahoma, but you saw these little pockets of radicalism.
Yeah.
In there.
I think, but again, I think our arrogance is like, they wouldn't dare try it. But, you've said it, I've said it. Ideology is extremely difficult to defend against.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, ideology is extremely difficult to defend against. It's when someone's willing to die for what they believe. That's a hard thing to fight.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can't fight that. A
No.
suicide bomber.
You can't do anything about it. Except try to intercept.
Yeah.
Try to be aware.
Yep.
But then the caution, which dictates the intensity of the response, leaves people open to criticism.
Right. Bless you.
Because I think that where we are with this, I had a mask on when I was walking this morning too, but it didn't make a difference.
I was outside and it
I'm
messed
just
me up. I'm jacked up.
struggling with these allergies. Oh my goodness.
I understand.
I've been walking with a mask on, man, just to prevent that,
Yeah, and it's different.
so anyway, I think that we need to reflect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need not sweep it under the rug, and it ought not be just a moment of reflection.
Yep. Yeah.
I think the things that failed need to be overcome, and one of the biggest parts of our system that failed is the lack of communication by intelligence gathering components of our government.
Yep.
That makes no sense to me.
None at all.
So since you can't be the first guy to the table with it,
Yep.
you're willing to watch people die because you don't want so-and-so to get credit for discovering it?
Yep. And that's what it seemed like. It's CIA, you are international. FBI is domestic. You hear something international, share it with the domestic. But somewhere along the lines, they don't know where it broke down. Some communication wasn't had, at least for them to look into what was going on.
They shouldn't be competing.
Yeah.
There should be a sense of unity, and there should be maturity at the top of these offices that say, okay, this is not the time for us to start, sniffing each other's rank. This is the time we need to get to the table because the nation's at stake.
Right.
But we've seen over the last 10 years or so that the nation is not the top priority.
Not at all.
Individual priorities,
Yep.
individual agendas seem to trump those things.
Yeah. Money, power,
Yeah.
etc. Because if they were communicating, so the two of the guys that were hijackers, crazily, when they were in San Diego, when
Yeah.
they first got to America,
Yeah.
they moved into a house unbeknownst to the guy,
Mm-hmm.
the guy was an FBI informant.
Okay.
And he just happened to, just have a place for them to rent.
Okay.
He didn't know they were hijackers, and
Okay.
they didn't know. But had they known, they would have communicated this information.
Mm-hmm.
They would at least have studied what was going on. They had these guys in the
Palm of their hand.
palm of their hands, living with this FBI informant. But the informant was like, these were nice guys. They were just,
But I learned something recently that informants can't be trusted.
Yeah, that's true. Not all the time.
Yeah, that generally, if they're playing both sides of the fence, you have to remember that.
Yeah.
And you can't just, well, they're on our side now. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I know. But I mean, it's 20 years, and I think President Biden's going to start releasing some declassified information.
Okay.
Not a lot,
Okay.
because the 9/11 families of the survivors, families of those who deceased,
Right.
they want to know, did Saudi Arabia have more
To do with this. Yeah.
But we got a lot of interest over there.
Well, yeah. And they're not going to let out but so much.
Yeah, so it's going to be some stuff with redactions, and
Yeah.
because there were some Saudi people in power
Mm-hmm.
that gave some of these hijackers the money to get the United States and so on and so. But
Okay. So
Yeah.
so let's do the COVID update.
all right.
15 Miami-Dade public school staff members die of COVID in 10 days?
Yep.
Public school staff members.
Mhm.
Okay. And the appeals court upholds DeSantis's mask ban.
Yep. That no school can mandate a ban.
Help me understand this.
Mhm.
So we got people dying, which means people are infected,
Mhm.
which means people are exposed.
Mhm.
And your response is to say, I don't want anybody wearing a mask.
Yes. Yes, because we shouldn't have to mandate a mask. It should be somebody's personal choice. Now all of a sudden, my body, my choice becomes,
That is so contradictory.
over here, my body, my choice is not.
It's not
Yeah.
acceptable.
Yeah, but over here, it's
It's acceptable.
yeah.
Nobody sees the obvious contradiction.
Right. People are bringing it up, but it's like, hello, whether you are aborting a feces or you're purposely
Mm-hmm.
spreading a virus on purpose, you're sick, and people are
Absolutely.
doing this.
Absolutely.
That can be classified as you hurting somebody, killing somebody.
That's a crime.
It's a crime. Other countries are doing that. They're locking people up for purposely going out with knowing they're positive.
Absolutely.
America's not doing that. We want to get back to normal, quote unquote.
What's normal?
That's the thing. Normal has changed.
We can't get to a norm if we don't get a grip on what's happening.
Mm.
But that means the sanity of the people has to come around.
Absolutely.
We have to have more concern for other people than we do just for our own selves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
That seems to be asking too much of us right now.
yeah, there was a video of this student. He was at a school board meeting, was talking about why we should wear a mask.
Right.
He's like, my grandmom died from COVID last year, and the people behind him were heckling him. This is a student doing this, saying we should be made to wear a mask in school. But parents are sacrificing their kids to prove a political point.
So you've got a Washington, D.C. sixth grade class. I don't even know why they're acting like this is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a virus that spreads among people, then bringing people back together is going to cause it to spread. I'm not a scientist, but that just seems,
Yeah.
that I'm not going to say common sense. That just seemed to be sense to me.
Yeah. I think a Camden school shut down too.
I'm sure they
Already.
did. It's going to
It's
happen.
only been a week.
Texas system closes for a week after 2 teachers die of COVID. What else has to happen?
Yeah. Oh, I meant to cross that out. Sorry.
Yeah. Unvaccinated California teacher caused COVID outbreak, infected half her class.
Mhm.
We're not reacting logically.
No, not at all. Not at all.
How do you go? Well, we'll send our kids. Some people send their kids to school sick.
Yeah. Before COVID, so they're going to do it.
Yeah,
now.
they'll do it now.
Yeah, they'll do it now. And I mean, we're so caught up on I don't know why we politicize health. It just, to me,
It makes no sense.
it's demonic. If we had a mature president in office when it first broke out, that didn't make it political, would have quelled a lot of this. You still would have your people,
Sure.
being who they are, but
it's like we mandate, like the Texas law. I listened to the governor explain himself the other day.
yeah,
And I didn't know Texas was either first or second in the country with rapes. And his answer to the problem is, we're going to get all the rapists off the street.
right. That's after the rape has been done.
Yes.
Like come on,
It's
y'all.
stupid.
It makes no sense.
Oh, man. I was sitting there like, this guy's actually running the state?
And he's looking all bold. We're going to get him. Well, you got to wait. The crime is done already.
I'm beyond myself.
Yeah.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Give us a call. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device at David G. Evans 1, at David G. Evans 1. Give us a call, 866-743-8267. So, I don't see anything wrong with saying, employees, you got to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that. It's. Why do we tend to pick the wrong fights?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. He said, you probably heard it too. He said either employers require vaccination mandates or weekly testing. All people heard was the government's going to make us all get vaccinated. The other thing too, and I was telling somebody this, I said, y'all don't think he made this decision without big business involved.
Oh,
They don't want to go through another shutdown.
No, they don't.
As soon as he said
They
it,
don't.
over 200 of the biggest companies said we support what the president's doing.
Of course he
because they
consulted with
want
him
people
first.
back to work.
They talked to him first.
This was big business, and y'all blaming him. Your employer wants this.
Yep.
But
And it makes sense to me.
yeah,
And here's the other thing. So you get tested on Monday because you refuse to get a vaccination. You get exposed on Tuesday. You're in until you get tested again next Tuesday or next Monday. What have you accomplished?
right. Yep. Yeah. And if
Because
you spread it,
the test is not a vaccination.
right. And that's the thing.
The test doesn't make you invulnerable.
Yeah. And these companies are not shutting down anymore because one person comes in and infects 30, 40 people. They are going to put their money first.
Yep.
Always like that.
Yep. Unbelievable. Of course, it's Saturday, and Robin's on the phone. We're looking to talk to her. She might. Is this a new caller, Robin, from Delaware?
She'll be on for 15 minutes. Right?
Don't do it that
I know,
way.
I'm playing, Robin. Love you, Robin.
Nah, he said he loved you,
I
Robin.
know.
Yeah. Of course, it's Saturday, and we have service today at 11:30. We ask you to join us here on our campus in Lindenwold, New Jersey. 11:30 sharp we start. Of course, we got a full day tomorrow. 8 a.m., 9:45, 11 a.m. You can really, we love praying for people. So you can send us your prayer requests to social at go2bethany.com. Go the number 2bethany.com. And join us on our podcasts and our YouTube and all that good stuff. We have some great conversations going on. Robin's on the phone. We're going to talk to her right now. Talk to this new caller named Robin. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Hey, y'all funny.
Doing all right?
Y'all start my morning, though.
Well, I'm glad we do.
But-
What's going on?
I wanted to first say, when y'all was talking about 9/11, I remember I was watching the news and my mother called me from school and was telling me a plane hit the building. So next thing, I see another plane hit the building. So I'm just saddened that something like this happened in our country, but I just pray for the families that have lost, family and friends, and just pray nothing like this happens again.
I remember I was laying on the sofa. I was going in late, and I decided to watch the news. And of course, some things had been going on in the morning that we didn't know about, and we were not aware of. And I saw the first plane hit the building, and I actually thought it was some type of animation simulation type of thing. I thought they were showing something that could happen. And when I saw the second plane hit, I sat up and I said, wait a minute. And they weren't talking about it like it was some kind of animation or a demonstration or illustration. And I'm like, this, because it was unbelievable to see.
It sure was.
It's
I couldn't believe what I saw.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like when an accident is happening and you see it, it's almost like it slows down and your mind does not process it immediately. It's like there has to be a moment of awakening to see that something tragic and real is happening right in front of your eyes.
Right. Yeah, but I have something I really need help with, Bishop, Pastor Nick. First is pray for the military. There are so many buses at the airport. I guess the military coming in from Afghanistan. They
Oh, really?
ones in.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to see that, it's like, I'm glad they're home. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're home.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine's son was heavy in church. I mean, singing on the choir, playing instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, he just couldn't shake the drugs. He had an overdose. He died about over a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So when a person is heavy in church and still doing the drugs, I mean, you just can't shake that demon.
Well, it's a lot more complex than that.
Okay.
It depends, and how can I say this? It depends on the awareness of the ministry the individual is a part of, and the focus as it being, let's get him some help. Now let's talk about the fact that most people don't wake up the next morning and they're suddenly not addicted. So there's a long process of trial and error. And I don't know enough about the situation, but the drugs sound like one of the older people. Drugs have a spiritual component to them. They are not just physical, but they have a spiritual component to them. The Bible calls them pharmakia. And
what's that word?
That's where we get our word. That's where we get our word pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
And there is a spiritual component to, like everything, there's a demonic component to drug use. Why? Because it takes a person away from their usefulness, usually distracts them from destiny and purpose, usually defeats the will of God and the vision of God for their lives. It destroys families, it destroys individuals, it transforms individuals' thinking. I did a sermon years ago where the first 20 minutes of the sermon was talking about the effects of cocaine and the spiritual effects and the natural effects that it has on the human body, and how it begins. People see this change in personality of people and don't realize that it attacks the mind and the perception of oneself. You can have a person who is addicted to drugs that has high self-esteem based on what they say, but little self-respect based upon their behavior. So there is a spiritual component to addiction. The Bible is clear with that. But there's also that natural piece. So the Spirit of God can break any yoke, but we must submit ourselves to the will and the Word of God, and the power of God. But it's for many people. I mean, if you look at folk that have smoked for years, most of them don't wake up one morning and decide, I'm not going to smoke anymore. It's a journey. It's a deliverance.
Yeah. I smoked for 25 years.
Yeah,
I went cold turkey.
It's a battle.
1999.
Yeah, it's a battle.
Yeah, 1999.
It's not easy for a lot of people. And I know some people that, God took it off them immediately.
Yep.
So everybody's journey is different.
It is. So.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave on a good note. Y'all ready for the football tomorrow?
Yeah.
And
That game Thursday was good.
What football?
A lot too.
Football season started. NFL.
Oh, Lord.
That game was good Thursday night.
Who played?
Yes, it was.
Tampa Bay and the Cowboys.
Who won?
Yes.
Tampa Bay.
But you notice how
Last
so
minute.
many
Good.
players have been asking to be traded this year, Pastor Nick?
Well, I mean, they're trying to take control of their careers, which I understand. I mean,
Okay.
if your team can let you go whenever they feel like it,
Tampa Bay isn't what's his name?
Brady's
now?
on there.
Brady's there now.
Yeah. They left him too much time.
Did they?
They gave him about a minute, 30 seconds.
Oh, that's a
at
long
the
time
end.
for Tom Brady.
He was like, whatever, just 43.
Well, you take care of yourself, you can function.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have some bad games this year.
Oh yeah, but
I'm
this
ready for tomorrow.
this is what happens tomorrow.
Eagles start tomorrow.
Who do they play?
Eagles play Atlanta
Falcons.
tomorrow.
Falcons?
Bishop, you know we start tomorrow.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Was you watching all the track stuff, like the Brussels?
Oh
did
yes,
you
of
see all
course.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
I'm in the track and field.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, track and field.
All right, now talk to you
But
soon, Rob.
guys, y'all have a blessed
See you.
day.
You too.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye bye. Tom, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Bishop. Pastor Nick.
Hey, man.
I'm talking about crazy governor, but I gotta tell you, that game was good.
Yeah, it was.
Was
good.
it?
It was really good. It
Did
was.
you watch the whole thing, Pastor Nick?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a football addict.
I am.
I'm a fan. He's more of a aficionado.
Oh, I could watch it all day long, man.
Can you watch it all day long?
College football today? Oh, after
No, college football's good.
After driving's over.
College football's good.
Saturday's my day.
Oh, they played both teams. It was good.
So are the Cowboys going to do anything worthwhile this year?
They actually look good. As much as I can't stand them, they look
I'm
good.
scared.
They
You,
look
you
good.
scared?
They look
I'm
good.
a Philly guy. They look real good.
They look good.
Really? Now who's the quarterback for Dallas?
Dak Prescott,
Oh, they got him back in there.
the guy that I was hoping the Eagles would pick. They got Wentz that year, and I said, Dak is the guy. He's got the heart, the grit,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Now, it wasn't he having some off the field stuff?
Well, he had some off the field concerns. That's why he went late in the draft, like third, fourth
But
round.
didn't he continue to have some after he got drafted?
I think maybe one time. Then after that, he's been good. He's been a model citizen.
He's been cleaning up.
Model citizen.
Okay.
I think he was reacting because I think his mom just passed away, and a couple other things happened, and he reacted immaturely
He had some assault things, didn't he?
to some stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I always am amazed at the grace that football fans give to star football players.
I mean, he was wrong.
Yeah.
He was wrong, but I
Took you a while to say that.
that's why I say he reacted immaturely to what happened.
I heard you. You soothed your answer. Okay. Okay.
It's like Sha'Carri. She acted immature to,
And continually did so.
yeah, because she got
Don't get me
she
started.
got
And
beat
continually-
again.
and
she
continually
got, she
did
got
so.
beat again.
If you're going to talk trash, I have no problem with trash talking. But if you're going to talk trash, you're supposed to win.
mm-hmm.
Now the question is, how does she go from FloJo type of performances to these lackluster performances? And they're wondering now if there is a
Wow.
diet difference.
Diet difference. Okay,
Because if you look at her now, she looks not nearly as tight,
right,
not nearly as toned.
right. So you think it might have been? She might have been.
They're saying that you use the marijuana to cover.
They laced it with something.
Yeah,
to,
okay. Use the marijuana to cover
Okay.
the test.
Okay.
So it's what you do. So the marijuana shows up,
Not the other stuff.
not the other stuff. That's
Okay.
what they're saying.
Okay.
And that's a good possibility.
So I'm like, okay, because you don't go from running 10 sixes
Yeah.
to 11.07.
Yeah. Because now they're trying to blame it on mental, like her mental.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Her mind has never been an issue in this thing. She's always been wacky. But
And she's cocky.
oh, that's way past cocky. But the reality is that her performance, if you're gonna, I had some success. I wore shades when I ran the hurdles. I wore long white, socks, so when they saw me across the field,
Yeah.
it was flashed on the
Flashed,
video,
yeah.
that kind of thing. But I was winning. But
Right,
you
right.
can't have shades on and come in last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying, come on, girl, shut your mouth and win,
Yeah.
and then talk trash.
Yeah, changing your hair and all these pictures.
Come
and
on,
just-
man. If you're going to wear FloJo type stuff,
Yeah.
you gotta be winning.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to be slow, Joe.
Anyway, Tom, I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Tom.
Go ahead, man.
Bishop, going back on something a little different. 20 years ago, I was volunteering in the kitchen at the church there,
Okay.
and there was I'm not going to say his name. He had worked in the Trade Center
Okay.
towers.
Okay.
I was concerned about him when we came to do an event there the following week.
Okay.
He didn't go to work that day because his daughter stayed out all night, and he had to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't go in. Everybody in his office, died.
Yeah.
He worked for one of the insurance companies.
Yeah. We had several testimonies like that. We had another young man who they asked him to go out and get the coffee, and he was pissed about being asked to do that.
Wow.
But he went downstairs, and just as he got across the street, the plane hit on the floor that he was working.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, we got some incredible testimonies.
Oh yeah, I when I saw him, I don't remember what the event was at church, but I saw him and I'm like, man, you're okay. Man, he was nonchalant. And my daughter, I had to take care of that business, and I'm looking at him like, man, your daughter saved your life, dude.
Yeah.
And he chalked it up as something that's had to be done, and those kind of things really touch me. Thinking, who's Lord looking out for you, or what was going on there?
It's amazing when my aunt, before she retired, worked in the emergency room for over 40 years. And she said, she was a nurse for over 40 years. She worked in the emergency room for over 20. And she said, the one thing she learned is when the Lord is ready for you, you're going to go. And he said, and when he's not, you're not going. And she used to gauge that on the fact that people would come in emergency, and everyone thought they weren't going to make it, and they would. And someone would come in with something minor and manageable, and they wouldn't make it. And her explanation was that the limits of our knowledge leaves you with this understanding. When he's ready for you, you'll go. When he's not, you won't. And it's really true.
That's amazing. And Bishop, here in our crazy state of Florida,
Yeah, tell me about it.
and we had 15 people pass. I heard you talk about it earlier. But also 4 first responders passed away. They had funerals for this past week.
Oh my.
And it's and our governor is taunting more about this antiviral medicine compared to people getting shots, and of course the mask mandate. His ratings are falling in the polls, but this guy doesn't seem to get it. Same thing in Texas. And South Carolina is falling in line with these guys.
I don't understand it. And I understand that your governor is an investor in the company that supplies that particular shot, but the shot is like $1,500 a piece.
Trump is too.
Not only that, somebody called him out on the news this past week. He ripped a person, and kind of did a Trump one by turning his back, like you don't know what you're talking about. But that's becoming a big issue down here. Like, why are you pushing this, and you are very heavily invested in the company?
To me, Tom, it looks as though it's very plain on his face,
Oh, yeah.
He's willing to sacrifice a few people to make some money. But why don't the people see this?
The animosity, when you see the news here, people with this mask wearing are willing to fight you, physically fight. And it's it's so political. These are, I hate to say, look, that's a Trump person, or a person who's following in that, belief, and no matter what you say to them, the defiance is there. Like, not unless they catch it themselves, because they don't believe they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Or so they're going to survive it.
Yeah.
I said it a couple weeks ago, and I won't say it again because it raised a couple hackles. But there are certain sections in a pool you can't reserve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's Rick.
Oh man, thank you, Tom.
Hey, you guys have a great day.
Talk
care,
to
man.
you, Ava. Hey, Ava.
Ava.
Big job. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm on the move. It's Saturday. I figured I'd give y'all a call. I always have y'all on, but I wanted to tell you I was praying for, I run a whole bunch of stuff up here. I need to sit down somewhere, but they stressing me out. So I went into the season because I run a whole Pop Warner thing up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, praying on it. The girl who left it to me, it was in shambles. So, you're going to pray, you go to Jesus, and you're like, listen, I just need just the bare minimum, right?
Uh-huh.
I just 23 kids, every level, and I'm good.
Okay.
And I said, don't give me nothing else. Like I said, don't be shaking it up, overflowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't handle that right now. I got over $20,000. I had to turn away over 50-something kids.
There you go.
It's too much. You saying there you go. I'm sitting over here like wait. I said wait till next year. So
No.
he said no.
He does not. He does not give you any task that is beyond your and his together to handle it.
I am completely overwhelmed. And then the
Okay.
job is like, oh, don't you want to take this management position? Now I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, is the Lord saying take this position? Because my body is saying, girl, sit down. So I don't know. There's so much stuff that I'm getting offered right now.
Yeah.
I didn't make a decision on anything. I just sit here. I put the money in the bank. I didn't spend nothing. I ain't do nothing right now because it's just too much.
Well, one of the things that's happening is that you have to be careful about the conversation you're having with yourself.
Okay.
And what you're depositing in your spirit as I can't do it.
Okay.
Everybody around you recognizes how intelligent you are and how gifted you are and how talented you are. I think perhaps you may be the only person that does not fully understand that. I think at this point in your life, as you have been developing, as we have known you, I think you're ready for any challenge that comes your way, Ava. You've proven that you can major multitask. And I think that what's happening now is God is trying to reveal your capacity to you.
Okay.
And what you don't want to do is fight it, but what you want to sit down and strategically attack and manage everything that's coming your way.
Okay.
Because you've been waiting a long time for these breakthroughs.
Yeah. I like certain, and it became everything at once. I thought it was going to be like.
No. No, you can't dictate that.
Trip over the wall. The whole wall just kind of opened at one time.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Guess what happened? The window opened.
Yep.
Yeah.
You haven't been tithing for nothing. The window opened.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't come out drip.
Yep.
No.
Pouring out.
It's pouring out. So we want that. We read that and we want that. But then when God starts pouring it out, wait a minute, wait, I can't handle it. Hold up, you asked me to pour this thing out.
Yep.
Right. He's like, get your life together, Ava, get it together.
You watch this now. The scripture says, it doesn't say open up a window. It says open up the windows of heaven.
Yeah.
So multiple streams diverging into one place.
Woo. I tell you, it's very overwhelming. I was in the paper like 3 times in 1 month. Positively, I wasn't wanted, Pastor.
Yeah.
Nick. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Smart.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
But stop saying you're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And start managing your situation because you've waited a long time for this.
Yep.
You don't want to curse the very thing you've been praying for.
Okay. I didn't realize that's what I was just saying, like, whoa, like. And the husband's like, calm down, we'll figure it out. Just calm down.
That's what you got to do. Use your head and your organizational skills, your problem solving skills. I mean, you're a mother with a bunch of kids. You know how to solve a problem.
Oh yeah, 3 of them at one time.
I know it.
I wanted to call and get it off because I've been running so crazy, and I'm just kind of like, okay, Ava, where you at? Where you at?
The flurry that you are experiencing is appropriately connected to multiple opportunities.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'll have to keep in touch with you because it's just they're like, oh, Ava, don't you want to do a podcast interview?
Change the way you're talking and organize your day.
Okay.
Don't keep saying to yourself, I can't take it, it's too much for me, blah, blah, blah. Because once again, you prayed for God to move.
Yes.
And now you're doing a Moses. Who shall believe me? Who shall I say sent me? What shall I say? I mean, come on.
Right, come on, get it together. Okay.
And you got the Holy Spirit.
All right. All right, well, I'll work with that today.
Absolutely.
Strategically.
All right.
Try to place things where they belong.
That's right.
And then we'll
watch what's going to happen. You can walk into a room. I'll let you go. You can walk into a room that your children have destroyed, stuff all over the place.
Right.
And then you just walk in and start putting things back in their place. That's all you're going to do is putting things in their place, so you can manage the whole place.
Okay.
That's all you're going to do. They're not. God does not. He moves mightily, but not. He doesn't ask us, how do you want us to move? He just moves, and he's opened up these opportunities to you. These are seasons being opened to you. And seasons are opportunities. Most people have never taught that. A season is an opportunity to do a thing.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes, I do.
All right, pray, ask the Lord to help you, and watch what happens.
Okay.
All right now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's see, Danny is on line 3. Yep. Hey, Dan.
Danny.
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How you all doing today?
Doing great, man. Welcome to On Point.
Thank you. I just wanted to say something concerning the situation with the COVID here in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
The way the reporting is done, and it's amazing how you can change the situation just by changing the numbers that you tell people that's going on.
Sure.
Like they say, we're number one in the nation as far as that goes. But then they put a spin on it. But the hospitalization is gone down. Okay? The reason why the hospitalization has gone down is because of the fact that people are not making it to the hospital.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You're not reporting the deaths.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida's
How
the
many
highest in the
people
country,
have
right?
passed because of that particular situation.
Okay.
Give us all the numbers.
Because if you think about it, you can't tell me the hospitals are packed, but hospitalizations have gone down at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be an explanation between that.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
Yeah. Florida's the highest in COVID deaths in the whole country, I believe. Yeah.
And with that, it's not something that you can go ahead and brush away. And what's amazing how people accept certain things.
Well, the common tactic of business and politics is to talk to us in percentages.
Exactly.
So the percentage can give you a perception, a minimalist view of what's going on. It's only 7%. Well, if you're part of that 7%, that's very significant. If they say it's only 3%, if you're part of the 3, it's very significant.
And something that you have said to us, time and time again, it doesn't have an effect until it's somebody that's close to you or somebody that you know to see that something is real, that is happening. It's actually real that's going on. And then one gets the actual vision of what's actually going on, because somebody at northern Florida or east or west or something like that, but when it's right around the corner from you, you know that this is for real. It's nothing to play with.
But something new seems to have developed. I know people who are have been exposed or had family members that have been exposed, and it has not given them a more serious outlook on what's going on. They become more cavalier. So there's an opposite happening. You would think if a loved one passed away, you would become more serious about how serious this thing is. But some people are having the opposite reaction.
Hmm. But I heard a gentleman they interviewed. He was in intensive care, and he made it. And he came back, and he said that I have a guilt complex. The question was asked, why do you feel guilty? You should be glad that you made it. He said, no, because of the fact if I would have simply followed what they were saying, taken the vaccinations, I wouldn't have taken up that hospital bed for somebody that could have made it.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
And what's all going on, they want to make sure that the hotels are filled, the cruise ships are filled, the flights are filled.
That's the number one priority.
Yes.
But then, I've got to be honest. I've talked to people who have taken their loved ones to Florida,
Yes.
and when I asked why, they said it was cheap. So I my own. I don't know how our minds are working, is if a deal would override the danger.
And I've said this before, where the hotels are booking flights to foreigners to come to the United States where they can get the vaccination that we turned down for free.
Yeah.
They don't have the room to book the people into the hotels.
Wow.
They're making money off of something that we turned down.
I wonder why our logic, if I can say it that way, or our reasoning, is not connected. Why it's connected to nothing will happen, rather than I'm not going to take this chance because if someone close to me is infected by me, it's going to cause a problem. It's almost like nothing's going to happen versus I'm going to be cautious because I don't want something to happen.
Yeah.
And some wisdom
I don't
and
get
something
it.
that you and Pastor
Makes sense
Nick
to me.
have said, that as much as I love football, I can wait. I'm not going
Ain't going
to
no games.
I ain't going to no games. No. And he and I get a chance maybe once every now and then to go to a game. We've been to Super Bowl. We've been to is that Lambeau we
Lambeau
went
Field,
to?
Packers,
We
yeah.
went to Lambeau Field for the Packers. I mean, just we've had an opportunity to do it, and it's been a great time when we've done it. But I'm telling you, I don't need to. I can watch on TV all day long.
Yeah.
I'm a Penn Relays man. They can try to have the track meet all they want.
Yeah.
I'm watching on TV. I'll get it on YouTube.
Right.
And I've got tickets that I've had for going on 30 years now.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out there, man. As much as I love it, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure. As much as I watch the Olympics, I'm not even sure they should have had it
Yeah. Yeah.
because some people got very ill,
Yeah. Yep.
and then Japan's left with the bag of
All that stuff. Yep.
the infection,
Yep. Yeah.
and they're not reporting.
Oh no. The only one that did it good was the NBA bubble.
Okay.
Nobody got sick in that because they made everybody stay in the bubble. And if you left, you could not come back in except
I hear a couple guys snuck out, and
they
that was
stuck
it.
out and they were out or they had to sit out for a couple weeks to make sure they were clear
Okay.
and then brought them back in.
Wow. But what man would take a chance on infecting his team just to go get some chicken?
Some wings at a strip club. Like, bruh. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
Trying to sneak girls in there, women in
Come
there,
on,
just
man.
like you making $5, $10, $15 million. You can be okay. Look, I'll be in a bubble for a couple months.
Man, come on, Doc.
that kind of money. I mean,
come on,
I'm
Doc.
just saying.
Come on, Doc. Ain't no problem.
Right.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay, Bishop.
Tell my sister I said hello.
We'll do, Bishop.
All right now.
All right. God
Bye-bye.
bless y'all.
Keefe, how you doing, man?
Hey, Bishop. Hey, Pastor Nick. How are you?
Hey, man.
Doing good, man. Good to hear from you. How's things going?
Oh, good. I'm doing a whole lot better. I'm recovering from the surgery that
Okay.
I had back in July. And
Okay.
It's wonderful. I have a few things. I'm going to say a couple things.
Okay.
Number one, I'm just reading a comment that someone else put, and then there's something that really blew my mind this week. How is it that you are, going to fly, because I don't know if that's the subject today, but somewhere, and in other countries, they are still saying, "Oh, you can't come in." But then when I hear about the Afghanistan thing, and they're trying to pull out, but they're blocking our troops from coming home.
Mm-hmm.
How would something like that make you feel? But then, they're trying to rally against our troops, but our troops are trying to protect your country, but our president wants them out. And that was boggling my mind. And also, I just want to give my prayers and condolences on this special day of 9/11 of people who were lost in the tragedy. That's the other thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I mean, what would your thoughts be on that, of the Afghanistan thing?
Well, we've been over there for a long, long time.
About 20 years, yeah.
Human life lost. At the end of the day, has any country ever really defeated them? The answer is no.
Not that I know of.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
Russia tried, didn't work. America tried, didn't work. They have a saying in Afghanistan. Americans have watches, but we have time.
Right.
And when you look at things in blocks of decades rather than minutes and hours like we do, it gives you almost a supernatural patience.
Right.
They just believe that their country is going to outlast any incursion. On the other hand, I'm not sure, again, dealing with our own arrogance, were we expecting parades as we left the country?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe you there.
That just blows my mind. Were we expecting them to line the roads, with balloons and palms in their hands, waving at us? No.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm looking for, okay, where's the final kick in the behind going to be as we get out?
Yep.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Right. My last thing is this. My last thing is this. How often can you expect parades or something of common nature that turn and say, okay, we did something, we're going to get a parade, but they don't actually give it? Does Biden know what he did? I mean, was it a good thing or was it a bad thing? What do you think about that?
Well, Trump, remember the decision to leave Afghanistan was from the Trump administration. They
Right.
talked to the Taliban and made an agreement.
Right.
What Biden did was he extended it like a couple months, but he had no choice but to pull everybody away based off the agreement with the Taliban.
That's right.
So I think they could have left better, but leaving wasn't an option for him. He had to.
And then, amazingly, you've got folk that didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Because they've had notice to get out
Yep.
for months, Keefe.
Yep.
They've had notice to leave for months, and they didn't want to leave. That tells me if money was being made,
Yes, sir.
and they didn't want to separate from it,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's not, and it wasn't minimum wage.
Yep.
Right.
They were making some money.
Some real money was being made, because why would you stay?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they did a good job over there.
Yeah.
They did a good job over there.
I'm glad you're recovering well, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When do you hope to be 100%?
Oh, I just went to the doctor's a few days ago, and I was good to go.
Okay.
Good to hear.
Great to hear it,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Continue to be strong. See you soon here.
All right, I will.
All right,
I'll be
bye-bye.
ready to go. We'll be ready to back to church soon.
All right. Talk to you now.
All right.
Bye-bye. Well, we're coming up on the end of the program.
Yeah.
We want to remind you that today at 11:30 we have our outdoor worship experience, our encounter. So come on down and join us at our Lindenwall campus, 11:30 a.m. sharp. We'll begin our worship service today, and we'll conclude our power of confession, and particularly the name of Jesus, power in the name of Jesus. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. is our first worship encounter. Engage Live is 9:45 to 10:45 a.m. 11 a.m. is our second worship encounter. If you need prayer, send your prayer requests to social@gotobethany.com. Subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ for our YouTube Summaries and Broadcasts and Conversations, and subscribe to DJams and OnPointe. Those are our podcast platforms. Once again, for Pastor Nick Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. I want you to remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. And we'll see you next week on OnPointe.